Hello, welcome in. Happy Roscoe 2.0 day, everybody. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming in, y'all. Greetings, greetings. Hope y'all had a great time with Roscoe's 2.0. Damn, that outfit. We finally got more orange in the house. Heck yeah. Also, not only do I feel should we congratulate, was my English right there? I'm not sure. Oh wait, I forgot to tweet that I'm live. I forgot to tweet that I'm live. Not my geriatric memory. Okay, wait 1 second. Let me just tweet real quick that I'm live. No, I'm so forgetful. Okay, wait 1 second. We got this. We absolutely got this. Okay. Let's see. TV. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, okay. Wait, let me just tweet this. Let me just tweet this real quick. Oh no, I'm forgetful. I swear. I swear. Wait 1 second. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're good. Okay, nice. Okay, we're good. Wow, Mikitty, first off, thank you for the 5 recruitments into the Blazing Gang. Mimi-chan, thank you for the 1 recruitment. Mimi-chan, thank you for the banana recruitment. Unfortunately, I have to touch grass, so I'll be VOD gang today. Have fun enjoying the delicious fix. Thank you, Mimi-chan. Thank you. Take care touching grass today. Cloud, thank you for the 5 recruitments into the Blazing Gang. Thank you, so generous. Thank you, Cloud. Mimi-chan, thank you for another 1, 2, 3, 4. So a total of 5, methinks. 5 recruitments into the Blazing Gang. Lycos, happy 1 month. I'm here and I'm sad. Hi, Ryzar. This is gonna be fun. Oh yeah. Aaron, thank you for the 1 recruitment into the Blazing Gang. Pee, thank you for the 1 recruitment into the Blazing Gang. And Winnie, thank you for the 1 recruitment. I mean, sorry, not 1 recruitment. My brain. Thank you for the mint chocolate, Ryzar. Hi, Rai. If you could choose 1 cake for your upcoming birthday, what would it be? Oh my goodness, that's a tough one. Cause I love cake. I mean, if I love cupcakes, then I definitely love cake, right? You know what, for this year, because I'm usually a strawberry shortcake kind of guy, right? Strawberry shortcake, cheesecake. What am I feeling this year? You know what, I'm feeling pretty basic. I probably want like a vanilla frosting cake with lots of buttercream in the middle, and you know what, I'm feeling cherries. Do cherry cakes exist? I feel like I'd like a nice slick vanilla cherry cake. I don't know if those exist, but I think I'd go for that. Okay. Is that even a thing? Yeah. So, once again, congrats. Wait, somebody did the meme. Congratulations again to Mr. Roscoe, not only for a successful 2.0, but also, did you see the hair, guys? Look, everybody, like, he has phenomenal drip. I know that man has always had good taste. However, I feel like one thing that we're not talking about enough, look, man finally found a really good shampoo and conditioner. Okay, the hair, we need the before and after. This is like, it's giving America's Next Top Model level of makeovers. You know that before and after shot, he got the successful makeover. Okay, yeah. It looks so soft now. Okay, It looks so soft. Like, you can tell that man got some really good conditioner, okay? Some really, really good conditioner that he got up in his hair. I don't know what hair shampoo and conditioner he used, but you know what? It's magnificent. It's beautiful. It is a moment in itself, okay? Mia Thermopolis, it's giving Princess Diaries. It's giving Zombie Diaries. All right. But yes, with all said, today is the day. Very, very interesting. Yeah. Kind of surprising. I love his new house. Yeah, the room's pretty nice. I really like the room. So today, y'all know me. I like to listen to what chat wants. And what chat wants, sometimes I deliver. Not all the time, but most of the time. You know, I deliver. Not in a giving birth kind of way, but you know, like stream deliver. I don't know why I had to justify or like correct or yeah, anyway. I don't know why I had to contextualize that. But yes, today is look, okay? I'm still trying to recover from the discussion yesterday. You really no. It's because of you guys. Okay, for those of you that weren't able to catch the stream earlier, when we were playing Story of Seasons, I don't know why people suddenly talked about eggs, giving birth. Man, it was quite the trip last night. Crazy bakas. Guichan, thank you for the pumpkin rizupa. I brought popcorn for detention. Who wants some? You're preemptively sending yourself to detention? That's crazy. Not Mpreg. Oh my god. Not the Mpreg. You know, that's kind of crazy how that works out. Putting the egg in Mpreg. Bruh. Hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Bumalik ako. That kind of makes me curious now. So, if y'all are wondering what we're doing today, we are going to be reading some fanfics. It's what the community has been wanting for a while now. Emperor emoji when we're not getting an Emperor emoji. What do you mean? We're not getting an Emperor emoji. we don't need one of those, okay? That's crazy. We're not getting one of those. Look, if there's like some kind of sugar daddy out there that drops 1 million super chat, then maybe I'll consider. Altus, you're not supposed to agree with them. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Since Altus revealed himself in chat, why don't we... Wait, let me check out some of the submissions here. Let's get into some of these fanfictions. I'm kind of scared now. If one of these fan fictions somehow managed to have like an impreg insert. Also, in case you haven't, in case you've written fan fictions yourself, feel free to. So I have a tweet out. Wait, let me get the tweet. Let me pin it in chat right now. Okay, let me unpin this. Okay, so have you previously written? Okay. There we go. Nerd. Wait, let me pin that. Okay. If not Mpreg, maybe just an egg emoji. I'll think about it. Maybe a Ryzar coming out of an egg would be cute. Maybe. We'll see. We'll think about it. Okay. Okay, do any of these fictions? Okay, I'm looking through the tweet right now. Do we have any Oni fanfics in here? What's this? What the heck? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is this? What is this? Wait. I saw Onifang. Man, I should have asked you guys to tag these so that I know like briefly what's inside these. I've only written fics worthy of the Blazenfang tank. I'm safe. How spicy are we talking here? Wait, I have a favor. I'm not gonna read it. I'm not gonna read it like word per word online, but I'll peek at it and I'll live react at it later on. Extremely spicy. I see. I see. Can you like quote retweet it with I don't know, with the tag or something? Oh, you want that? No, not necessarily. I'm just saying. Like towards the end of stream, we can like, I'll like peek at it and react to it. Okay. So, okay, we're checking out the tag right now, right? I have, what is this? Oh, it's an Altus one. It's an Altus one, but it's Onifang. Interesting. Wait, what is going on here? Oh my god! Wait, why am I blushing just looking over this? Oh my god! Wait. Oh my. Okay, this is the one I'm reading, okay? So the first one I'm gonna read is Again, written by Elenice. I was like skimming through it and I'm like, oh! What am I getting myself into? What am I getting myself into? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So for those that want to follow, I guess what we can do is open the tweet in the pinned, and then I'm going to mention which one we're reading. So, because my dumbass forgot to prepare like a share screen for it. So, yeah, we're going to be reading. Okay, question chat. Do we read this with or without background music? With or without? Wait, let's vote. Let's put a vote on this. Start poll. Fanfic reading. With. Without. Okay. Poll is up, guys. Put your vote in. Man, you know what would have been nice? I should have prepared like different background musics depending on what's going on. Like there's like, it's probably gonna be like, you know, like slice of life type of music. There's gonna be like cutesy kind of music. There's gonna be careless whisper type-esque music. Okay. With music? Okay. All right. music for immersion. Got it. Okay, let me read this. So if you guys want to follow along, open the, it's under a Google Doc. So it is currently linked in the Twitter post if you want to follow along with your Dinoboi. Don't worry though, I'll make sure to read this as clearly as possible. So this is going to be like the Ryzar Blazenfang audiobook experience. Yeah. All right, here we go. Are we all ready for this? Is the music volume okay, by the way? It's not too loud? Oh my god, why am I blushing just initially looking at this? Oh my god. Ooh, okay. Wait, let me hydrate real quick. Oh shit, wait, I don't have water. Wait, 1 second, chat, I don't have water. I remember, so I glazed through this. So I have one friend, right? She's like, she's like really into BL, okay? She's like really into like angsty, like friends to foes to lovers type of shit. And when she initially, oh my god. So when she initially saw Altus and Mylor, she was like coming up with this crazy fan, which is not true, by the way. She was coming up with wait, I'm trying to recall what her crazy fan theory. I think her crazy fan theory was that since they got Altus, like I think her like head, like her, what do you call it? Is it called headcanon? Do they call it headcanon when you have like your own like canon in your head? So I think their own headcanon is that like the reason Ryzar is like more orange-ish is cause the science, I think their headcanon was like they secretly infused me with infra genes, and then like they were coming up with some kind of yaoi. That's why like whenever, you know, like whenever Altus looks at me, like he gets like a feeling. I don't know. I don't. Oof. And I don't want to even mention how spicy their headcanon gets. So let's leave it at that. Exactly, right? I'm like, calm down, chill. Like, we'll keep that in your head canon. Unfortunately, sorry to disappoint, that's not canon, but and it's like some kind of I can like every time. What was like? I think what was the dialogue they were saying? I was fucking howling when they were sharing this. I think it's like, what did they say? It's like, every time I see you, I can't help but remember him. And then like, oh my god, please. Okay, let's focus on this fanfic. I don't want to, bruh. No, please continue. No, we're gonna stop there. You know, it's maybe if they if they decide to write their own fanfic one day, we'll read it. But for now, we're gonna. Okay, let's read this. So we're going for Again, written by Elenisk. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, wait, let me end this poll. Congrats, Floral! Congrats on winning your first volleyball game. Okay, let's go for it. Okay, Again, written by Elenisk. Okay, let's do this. Wait, let me hydrate one more time because my throat is feeling coffee. Not coffee as in the drink, but like coffee as in coffee. Wait, maybe I should take a lozenge. Sorry, one more moment of delay. Where is my lozenges? I have a shitload of lozenges because of when I went to Malaysia that last week, that prior week. I made sure to stock up in case. All right, let's do this. All right, here we go. Why am I nervous? Why am I nervous about reading this, dude? I don't know why I'm so nervous. All right, here we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Again. Written by Elenisk. One second. I can't see chat. One second. Let me put that up here. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're gonna start now. For real this time. Again. Written by Elenisk. He watched as the liquid in his glass swayed, catching the dim glow of the chandeliers above. His fingers traced absent patterns against its smooth surface, a futile attempt at distraction. The murmur of laughter and conversation surrounded him, yet he remained still, an island in a sea of celebration. Just a few tables away stood the happy couple surrounded by well-wishers and eager smiles. His gaze found her with ease. She was radiant, clad in a gown that shimmered like the stars, a vision of elegance and grace. The soft curls of her hair cascaded over her shoulders, framing a face that held a happiness so profound, so pure that it stole the breath from his lungs. It was a kind of joy he had not seen in years, not even within himself. His fingers curled slightly around a glass, a quiet ache blooming in his chest. His quiet lament was broken by the presence beside him, familiar without need for acknowledgement. "You're quite something, aren't you?" Lucien mused, whirling his own wine before taking a slow sip. His voice carried its usual nonchalance, but there was understanding there too, the kind that only years of companionship could forge. Altus didn't respond, his gaze never straying from the couple at the center of it all. Lucien sighed, resting a hand on Altus's shoulder, the warmth both grounding and unbearable. "It's not like I don't understand you," he continued, his voice lower now, softer. Finally, Altus turned his head, meeting Lucien's knowing gaze. The unspoken words between them lingered, heavy yet necessary. Lucien exhaled and straightened, brushing invisible dust from his suit before giving a small wave. "Off you go," he said, a smirk playing at his lips. "Seems like you're due for your return in the happy torture chamber." And with that, he walked away, leaving Altus alone once more. What do you mean by that? What do you mean happy torture chamber? Anyway, sorry. That was a side comment. Continuing, Altus let out a slow breath, feeling something dark and deep-rooted threaten to surface. But he pushed it down, as he always did. He had long since learned that some things were never meant to be his. Instead, he swallowed the lump in his throat, turned his gaze forward, and painted a familiar smile onto his lips. Sure enough, standing at the edge of the crowd was Ryzar, his friend, the groom, gesturing for him to come closer. His call was insistent, expectant. Alright. With measured movements, Altus placed the wine glass down, slipping a hand into his pocket as he stood. His steps were unhurried, but deliberate, his smile effortlessly convincing. He wove through the sea of familiar faces, exchanging polite greetings, laughter slipping easily from his lips as though his heart was not weighed down by grief. And then, finally, he reached them. Before he could speak, Ryzar pulled him into a firm embrace, the warmth of it both welcoming and suffocating. "Why were you sitting so far?" Ryzar's voice carried a trace of disappointment, but Altus merely shrugged, his expression unreadable. His gaze flickered to her, the beautiful bride. "Congratulations," Altus murmured, his voice steady despite the storm within him. He reached out, shaking both their hands, his touch fleeting yet firm. His eyes lingered on her just a moment longer. "You look breathtaking." Her cheeks flushed, and she smiled brightly, visibly happy. He turned to Ryzar, forcing a grin. "And you, my friend, look dashing." Ryzar beamed at the compliment, his arm draped over Altus' shoulders in a half-hug. "Thank you for coming. Really, it wouldn't be the same without you." Altus merely nodded, his smile unwavering, even as something inside him fractured just a little more. Before any more words could be exchanged, the photographer called for the attention. Wait, sorry, 1 second. Sorry, give me just a moment, Cupcake. Okay, where was I? Okay. Okay, wait, let me redo this part. Altus merely nodded, his smile unwavering, even as something inside him fractured just a little more. Before any more words could be exchanged, the photographer called for their attention. The three of them adjusted, posing under the venue's golden glow, under the watchful gazes of the crowd, under the weight of everything unspoken. As the camera shutter clicked, freezing moment in time, Altus knew with painful certainty that no one, not a single soul, would ever know the sorrow he buried beneath his practiced smile. The camera flashed once more, capturing the happiest day in the life of the love of Altus's life. Pause. Man. Damn. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm ready. Let's continue on. Okay. People of the human world have always revered immortality as something to strive for, something to sacrifice everything for, just to escape clutches of time. But for Altus, living endlessly was a curse he had long grown to resent. Immortality was not the gift that stories romanticized. It was a cruel sentence, an existence riddled with loss and loneliness. Immortality meant being left behind by those he cherished. Immortality meant watching the one he loved slip away, start anew, with no promise they would ever return to his side. Barefoot, he walked across the grass of the mountains, wet with dew, the vast night stretching endlessly above him. Stars flickered like distant souls, offering a silent vigil to the ache buried deep within him. The damp earth beneath his feet was a quiet reassurance, a reminder that despite the hollowness settling his chest, he was still able to feel. The wind howled through the valley, rustling through the trees, stirring ghosts of the past he had tried so hard to bury. Memories, unbidden and relentless, clawed their way to the surface. Long car rides to nowhere in the dead of night, the road stretching endlessly before them. One hand on the steering wheel, the other listening, singing along to every song as they could freeze time with their voices alone. Camping trips beneath star-drenched skies, where meals were prepared with such tenderness that Altus could still taste the warmth, the care, the love. Even in the presence of others, his memories were rewritten, blurred until all that remained was the sound of laughter, the kind that filled the spaces between his ribs, the kind that haunted him now. And the nights, so many nights, where exhaustion would steal the other away, leaving him to rest in Altus's bed, his breathing slow, his face peaceful, a sight Altus could only watch, never touch. That night, he had studied him, memorizing every curve, every pattern, every tiny detail that made him who he was, knowing, deep down, that no matter how much he held on to these fleeting moments, in this lifetime, it was never his to keep. It had been 4 lifetimes now. Altus had watched Ryzar fall in love 4 times, twice with him, the others with someone else. Even with the memories burned into his mind, they remained his burden alone to bear. Ryzar never remembered, never carried the weight of their past lives. Altus could only hold on to the fragile hope that in the next life, fate would be kinder, that Ryzar would return to him, arms open, heart willing, a love rekindled rather than forgotten. But with each passing lifetime, Altus's heart withered, fragmenting bit by bit. He watched helplessly as Ryzar slipped through his fingers over and over again, reduced to waiting, always waiting for him to be reborn, for their paths to cross once more. He searched the world endlessly, seeking the familiar light in his eyes, praying that this time, this life, Ryzar's love would be the thread that stitched his tattered heart back together. As dawn crept over the horizon, the first golden rays bled into the sky, chasing away the night. The wind whispered through the grass, cool and soothing against Altus's skin, but no breeze could reach the hollow ache within him. Ryzar had always reminded him of the sun, bright, warm, larger than life itself. Perhaps that was why he had carved a permanent place in Altus's cold and weary heart. Perhaps that was why no embrace had ever felt as warm, why no touch had ever felt the ice in his soul the way Ryzar's had. His gaze dropped to the freshly carved tombstone nestled in the grass, and the crushing weight of loss settled over him once more. It was a pain he had known too many times before, yet it never became easier. Grief never dulled, never softened, no matter how many times he lost him. Altus was breaking, every piece of him splintered and frayed, knowing that the only soul capable of mending him had already left this world. How long would he have to endure this agony? How long before Ryzar returned? No one knew. All he could do was wait. So he stayed, sitting beside the grave, pulling his knees to his chest, staring up at the ever-brightening sky. A single tear slipped down his cheek, tracing the curve of his face before falling, disappearing into the grass below. He closed his eyes, exhaling shakily, and whispered a plea to the heavens, though he knew no god would answer. I'll wait for you, through endless years, through countless lifetimes, just to hold you again. I will find you, again and again, and all over again. The end. Damn. Sheesh. Damn. I didn't know that was y'all's game. Wow. I need a drink. Damn. Sheesh. Wait. Altus, don't worry. I'll ask Lucy to bite me so I can get immortality. Just, you know, if you don't mind a vampire / dinosaur. Yeah. That's the part 2. Damn. There is part 2 actually. Damn. Do we make out in it? I mean, what? Oh, it's mostly Altus. I see. It's made for Altus's birthday. It's angst again. Dang. You guys is really making the Oni go through it, huh? You know what? I could picture that as like a short manga. You know how like they make the fan mangas? I could picture that as like a short manga. Beautiful. All my fanfics are literally just angst, no spice. I cry. All right, who's making Omegaverse Ryzar X Alt? I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay, next. Sorry, intrusive thoughts, next. Mpreg is real? Oh my god. Okay, let's okay, let's find this let's look through the ones we have here. Oh, what's this one? Oh my god, there's another Onifang one. Wait, okay. We're gonna park this one since we just read an Onifang one. Wait, how many Onifang ones are there? Wait a minute. Okay, this one's okay. Or do we stay on topic? Do we stay on topic with Onifang and do another Onifang? Do we just like, do we do it by ship? Do we kiss in this? Okay. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's segment these. Okay. Do whatever you please. All right. Yeah, let's do some Onifang because Altus is streaming later, so. Okay, this one looks wholesome. Oh my god. Oh my god, wait a minute. Woo. Okay, there's blades. Damn. We're getting a lot of ship representation here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Yep, we'll do this one. All right. We'll do the. So I think this one's okay, so this is Ryzar. So this is from Lix. So this has Altus in it, but it's not Onifang. It's Ryzar X Reader. And then Altus is like the third person in this. I take it back. Too late. Too late. Too late. You know what? I'm kind of not surprised that. Because I feel like majority of Ryzar fanfics are I think majority of the Ryzar fanfics are spicy. That's why there's I think most of the I'm gonna be real with you guys. If I'm not mistaken, most of the ship fanfics are spicy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, here we go. So this one is No Escape by Multilix. It is in the list. Actually, I'll drop the link for you guys. Nope, too late, you shared. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Why? You know why. You know why. You know what you did. You know what you sent. Okay, here we go. Okay, I get to voice act something. This will be fun. Okay. Here we go. Okay, does everybody have it open? Here we go. No Escape by Multilix. Ryzar was used to having you all to himself, hanging out and spending time together. He had grown accustomed to you always being within distance to talk to or to grab your attention, and you had loved every second of it. So, one day, you decided to surprise him. His birthday was coming up after all, and you thought what better way to celebrate it than by surprising him. You decided to enlist the help of the other boys, Altus being the first one to respond. You set out to meet him. You grab your keys. Sorry, I was looking for my keys for a moment. And begin to set off, but Ryzar stops you. Where are you going? Ryzar asked. To meet someone, you replied shortly. Ryzar let you go, not wanting to keep you for too long, and you set out with a smile and a short goodbye. As the door closed behind you, you let out a small chuckle as you knew he was in for a big surprise. As the days passed, you and Altus decided to meet more often to ensure that the details and everyone's involvement were secure and that there were no scheduling issues. Most of your morning conversations with Ryzar followed with the same routine, you rushing, waving a quick goodbye, and then heading out the door without saying much. Initially, Ryzar didn't seem to mind too much, but as your schedules became more frequent, so did Ryzar's evident impatience. Are you sure you can't tell me where you're going, Cupcake? Ryzar's voice was soft, in that tone that you had melting and giving in to his every desire. I'm sure I'll be back soon. I promise. You walk back up to him and place your hand on his face. Wait for me, won't you? He nuzzled into your touch and gave a small nod, his eyes still glimmering with a slight hope that you might fall for his pout and change your mind. You laugh and then pinch his cheek before making your way out the door. As the door closed, Ryzar gave a heavy sigh, the anger in his voice apparent as he grabbed his keys and followed out the door. He wasn't used to not having his person by his side all the time, his voice reaching out to call them, but not getting any response. As he followed behind them, he could feel the heat rise in him, something that he wasn't used to. When he saw them walk into a shop, he decided to wait in an adjacent one where he could see them. Ryzar looked into the cafe window where they were waiting, and as he waited, he could feel something within him boiling. He couldn't place the feeling, but all he knew was that he hated it. You order something and sit near the window so Altus can spot you easily. When he arrives, you wave him over and begin talking about the birthday surprise. As the conversation goes on, you laugh and have a great time planning with him, and spending time with him wasn't so bad. As you finished planning, you got up and began to walk out with Altus still in conversation. So that's about everything. Now it's just finding the place to surprise. You smile as you imagine the surprise on Ryzar's face. Don't worry about that. I'll handle it. You focus on keeping in the dark about it. Altus chuckled, enjoying your excitement. You avert your gaze from Altus as you try to hide your embarrassment at being too excited. When you look back up, You notice that Altus is no longer looking at you, but rather away and behind you. Your curiosity peaks, but before you can turn around, your wrists become restrained, and you fall back into something. No, someone. You recognize the scent almost immediately. His cologne was something you had become accustomed to within the last few months. Ryzar. What have you been up to? You look so happy. Ryzar's voice no longer had that soft tone that you were so used to. This tone sent a shiver down your spine. We were just talking, nothing more. Altus tries to diffuse the situation, clearly noticing the agitation in Ryzar's voice. I wasn't talking to you. His voice came out as a low growl that sent a hot breath down your neck. He's right, we were just talking. You try to turn to face Ryzar, but his grip doesn't loosen as he keeps you facing Altus. The tension could be cut with a knife as you stood there frozen. You couldn't move, and you were in front of a cafe, garnering the stares of passers-by. You felt your face grow hotter by the minute as you were being held like a display item for people to stare at. Rai, please, we're in public. At least let me go. You try to soften your voice in hopes that it will calm him down. Your voice seems to snap him out of his reverie. If only for a moment. He grabs you by the waist and turns you around, your face being smothered in his chest. You can't hear what the two men are saying, but you could feel Ryzar's breathing hitch and become heavier with each word he spoke. After what feels like forever, Ryzar moves you away from his body and grabs your wrist again. Follow me, and don't talk. Now that you knew you were in trouble, no amount of words would help you. As you entered your apartment, Ryzar didn't speak, instead leading you forcefully, sitting you down on the couch. You gasp a bit as the force of you look at him. His face is darkening by the second. You can see the thoughts racing through his mind as he tries to rationalize whether feeling is swirling within him. You had seen Ryzar angry before, but it was never directed at you. The thought of it sent another wave of chills through you as you averted your gaze. So, did you have fun with Altus? Do you like him more than me? Ryzar questioned, raising his tone a bit. I did have fun, but I don't like him more than you, you responded shakily, trying to avoid eye contact. Ryzar moved towards the door and locked it, keeping his eyes on you as he walked. You know, you haven't hung out with me lately. You rush out the door with not much more than a goodbye. You come home at late hours with no notice. You're worrying me a lot because I never get to see you anymore. Maybe I should just lock you up so I can have you all to myself. What? Rai, you can't lock me up. I can see other people if I want to. As the words left your mouth, you felt the atmosphere change. You had stepped on a landmine. Sheesh. You look up at Ryzar, and the grin on his face was one you hadn't seen before. It was a smile that didn't reach his eyes. He made his way closer to you until you couldn't see anything but him. But darling, it's for your protection. I can't have you getting hurt, or worse, leaving me for someone else. You understand, right? You're mine, and mine alone. You hear a clank of metal as a set of handcuffs is placed on your wrist. You look at Ryzar, panic setting in as you try to get your hands free. He grabs the chain on the handcuffs and clicks his tongue. Wait 1 second. Now, Cupcake. Answer my questions and I just might let you go. Ryzar let out a dry laugh as he kept his hand on the handcuffs. Okay. You thought he would start asking the questions immediately, but he sat in front of you without so much as a word. The silence was becoming unbearable, so you spoke up. I was talking to Altus about you. I would never replace you with him. Your voice cracks as you try to speak, not helping your case. I said you had to listen, didn't I? My cupcake has become so rebellious with meeting with Altus. Now, tell me why you were meeting with him to begin with. Ryzar's voice was almost too deep for your liking. It shook your core as he spoke. That part. You hesitated, not wanting to spoil the surprise you had been so carefully planning for the last few weeks. It's a secret. Ryzar scoffed. You feel yourself lurch forward as he tugs on your handcuffs. Your forehead touches his, and you can't hear what he's saying as your heartbeat drowns out all the other noise. You can't tell if it's out of fear or if you're in. I thought. Wait, who's reading this part? I thought secrets were prohibited. I want to know everything about you. Even all the secrets. Ryzar gently grabbed your chin and tilted it up so that you made eye contact. His eyes reveal a wide range of emotions. Jealousy, anger, and something else you can't quite pinpoint. You squirm under the weight of his gaze, and he seems to notice this before finally breaking eye contact. He lets out a sigh and pulls you up, lifting you to your feet. You stumble slightly before falling into him. Sweet amber and the smell of grapefruits enveloped you and calmed you, if only momentarily. His grip around you tightens, but it doesn't hurt. He feels like he's trying to keep you to himself. You can't reassure him with touch, so you lean your head into him and begin to speak. Right. I won't leave you. I'm sorry. I was just talking to Altus about something I was planning for you. For your sake and mine. I was just trying to protect you. Is it wrong for me to do that? You didn't even notice my presence until you were restrained. What if that was a stranger? You need to be protected. Without me, you won't be safe. He was calmly explaining while patting your head. You begin to calm down, no longer as scared of Ryzar. You looked down at the handcuffs and tugged at them, the restraints becoming slightly uncomfortable from all the friction. Ryzar watched you as you squirmed inside. Fine. I'll take them off. But you're still never going to leave this place. Not without me. You belong to me, and me alone. He reached down and took your hands, fiddling with the locks on the cuffs. However, when you saw that he was unlocking them, you instinctively moved back, leaving the cuffs locked. Okay, I'm good. 'Kay, I'm good. I'm ready to go. 1 second. Okay. Don't take them off. I like them. Your voice comes out as barely a whisper. the embarrassment of what you said kicking in. Huh? Ryzar took a step back, clearly not expecting you to enjoy this. He let out a small chuckle and sat back down on the couch. His face darkened again, not amused that you were once again calm. He grabbed both your wrists and pulled them up above your head. He placed his knee between... and pulled you back so that your hands were touching the wall behind you. You'll be a good cupcake, right? Don't try to leave my side. We were made to be together forever. If you want to leave, then I will go with you. However, never go near Altus again, Ryzar said, towering over you. Unbeknownst to Ryzar, you were secretly enjoying this treat. You wanted to see him act like this more. What would he do if you pretended to leave? What would he do if you had met up with others more often? What would he do if you said you found someone? The thoughts swirled around in your head as you giggled to yourself. I want to go out by myself, so take these handcuffs off, you cheekily say as you begin to try and wriggle out of Ryzar's grip. This made Ryzar visibly more agitated. Didn't you hear what I just said? You're not allowed to leave. I am the only person who can keep you safe. The only one who is allowed to see you like this. Don't go smiling at others, or else I'll keep you here forever. He raised his voice, the words cutting like a knife as you look at him again. His eyes are locked onto you as he lets you out another deep sigh. This one was different. He was looking at you without letting you out of his sight. His eyes followed your every movement. His breath steadied, his frame straightening as he towered over you again. He lurched forward slowly as if stalking something. Chills run down your spine. You've become prey. Your first instinct is to run, but another part of you is intrigued by how he will take you and keep you forever, so you decide not to move. This Ryzar was completely different from the one you were used to. His stance, his breathing, even his gaze, all of them were locked on you, but they held a different meaning now. His once gentle and calm demeanor, the voice that excitedly called you cupcake when he caught your eye, the soft gaze that seemed to hold the world for you and you alone, gone in an instant. I told you, there's no escape from me. You do well to learn that, cupcake. The growls that accompanied his voice sent alarm bells to your brain. I promise, I won't leave you anymore. Your response came out quickly, and the chills that permeated your body were making you shiver slightly. Ryzar shifted back and took a deep breath. Satisfaction filled his entire body as he let out a low chuckle that made your face burn hot. He moved over to you and took off the handcuffs. The rawness now finally setting in as you rub where they once sat. You feel your body relax as you let out a deep breath you didn't know you were holding. That's my cupcake. So smart. The softness in his voice caught you off guard, but it wasn't unwelcome. Now, let's get some ointment on your wrists. How do you always manage to get what you want? You glance at Ryzar as you shake your head. You're the one who always gives in. I just have to push a little. He giggled and grabbed your hand, intertwining his fingers with yours. He wasn't wrong. Whenever he was like this, he always gave in because of something he did. But with what he just did today, you thought it wouldn't be so bad to pull it off once again some other time. As the thought darkens your mind, you chuckled. Ryzar tilted his head in curiosity, but you didn't respond. Instead, just waving your hand and letting him lead you to grab some ointment. The next time you'd be in control, that's for sure. Good job. That was great. Beautiful, beautiful. Damn, that was impressive. That's some Love and Deep Space Memory type of writing right there. Damn, I didn't. I never thought like a Caleb-esque type of scenario would work, but wow. Damn. That was good. That was very good. I had to pause for moments because I'm like, damn, it's building up. It's building up. Voice acting with Chef's Kiss. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, good job to Lix and Clover. Great job. Great job. That was great. Damn. I wasn't expecting that. Like, I was kind of skimming through it. You know, I kind of skimmed through the fanfics at first just to make sure that it's okay to read on stream. But dang, I wasn't. Damn. I was something, you know, I was expecting something cutesy, mindful, and demure, and then it got, you know, it got really intense. And yeah, that was so good. That was really, really good. I mean, that's how you know you wrote something, if you actually get people to react to it, right? So that's mission accomplished. I'd say that's mission accomplished. You know, like L's fanfic earlier where people were like, no, Altus. And then now it's like, you know, like clutching your pearl. Not clutching your pearls, but it's like, you know, like deep inhale. So yeah, good job. Good job. Okay. All right, let's see. What are we reading next? Also, in case you're new to the stream, or just arrived, don't forget to like the stream, Cupcake, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And of course, you can also support your Dinoboi. Don't forget to support your Dinoboi through, you know, just by being a viewer. You know, Ryzupas, Ryzonos, and memberships are always an option, but it's like I always tell the Ryzars, you don't have to necessarily spend to support your Dinoboi. Of course, it'll be very helpful because it helps keep your Dinoboi going. It helps me build up projects. But yeah. But honestly, just your presence is more than enough, Cupcake. All right. Next up, Minchi, thank you for the 1 recruitment. Let's go. Thank you so much, Cupcake. Yay, treats. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's try to go. Let's find something sweet. Do Zanny and me kiss in this one? Wait. This one's Blazelust. So this is by Pocket Shoe. So if you guys are looking at the tweet where people submitted, this is under, you know what? I'll just like share it in chat. Wait, let me just scan this real quick. Okay. There we go. I'm looking at this one. All right. So this is called Eurydice, a Blazelust Drabble. So this is, for those that aren't familiar with Blazelust, this is Ryzar Blazenfang x Xander Netherbrand stuff. Yeah, yeah. It's Angst 2, buddy. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Okay, okay. Wait a minute. Interesting. Okay, let's see how this goes. Now I'm curious. Now I'm very curious. Eurydice. Am I pronouncing that right? I hope I am. By Pocket Shoe. Many have argued that if they were Orpheus, they wouldn't have turned around. Xander was the opposite. He will turn around. He knows himself very well to know that he won't take a step away without looking back. He just knows. And he did turn around. The rain loudly pours atop the bus stop, a puddle quickly forming beneath the soles of their feet. Xander stood there quietly as he folds his umbrella, while the other guy patters down the rain from his leather jacket. It's only an hour past lunch, but because of the weather, the world looked darker than it should be. Deserted even, as no cars or people pass by them. Everything falls still except the pour down. Thanks for sharing your umbrella, by the way, the stranger trailed, a smile present on his lips as he gave him a quick glance before staring out on the road. Xander swallowed a chuckle, thinking it might have been weird to let him out. Despite the other guy's attention being taken by something else, he still reflected his smile, full of yearning, of acceptance, grief. I don't mind lending a hand. No, but just realized it was a bit small for us. Sorry you got rained on. Don't worry about it. You got wet too. Wait, I'm not sure. Wait, I hope I'm getting the who's talking ones right. A car passes by honking. Yeah, thank God the fabric is a little thick, I guess. But that would be tricky too, no? Leather gets heavy with water. Nice jacket, huh? There was laughter, which Xander didn't hear at first, not until he looked at the man beside him. He took the chance that his eyes were hidden in amusement to gaze and relive the stranger's features. No, he's not a stranger. He knows this man a little too well, that anyone would recognize him through his words alone. He knows every crevice of his being, every scar, every wound, every bone that took the beating to keep his heart safe. Even in blindness, they'll recognize him by breath. Orange hair that rivals the sun cascades to hide his nape, a birthmark near his lips, the scar that runs from his left brow down to his cheeks, calloused fingers that recognize human touch in forms of punches. Really? Thank you. This one's my favorite. The stranger beamed a smile, genuinely taking a liking on that simple compliment. And Xander couldn't help but silently nurse the ache that escaped from his chest. I'm Ryzar, by the way. That name, Ryzar. Bittersweet, Xander met the guy's gaze. Do you just give your name to strangers like that? The gods must have hated him so much to forsake his existence this way. He thought the worst punishment of it all was to watch his betrothed live as many lives more than his hands could hold, while he's left with only one lifetime, forced to grow with the universe, but never old. But no, it was not the worst part of it all. It was knowing that in any of these lives, Ryzar could very well love another, that he's the only one who remembers, and it's his burden to let himself be known. It was the curse he bestowed on himself so long Ryzar was saved. It's just a name, not that someone can do something with it, I guess. Ninny. Xander finally lets out a chuckle, shaking his head before he could say something he might regret. It has been exactly 104 years since he held Ryzar in his arms. What a tragedy it is of immortality. You've got a point, so you still gotta be careful. For the last time, Xander looked at Ryzar with utmost affection, unrecognizable for the latter. He might very well fall on his knees right now and plead to be taken back, let himself be known, rattle the other's soul until it falls back to where they were first met. Could bear out all his emotions, and from there, Ryzar could pick that one thing that's familiar, and they could start again from there. Accept that he could gain him and lose again and again. But what's important is that they've loved. But the very reason they're here is the attestation that they were not just meant to be with each other, that he was meant to look back. Xander picked up his umbrella again, its transparent material slowly turning into purple lilies as soon as rain pours down on it. With a hint of humor, he added, "Lots of bad people out there." Then he stepped out of the bus stop. If Ryzar even replied to him, he couldn't hear. Maybe that is why the classics were called tragedies. Not because of its tribulation or sorrowful ending. It's because, no matter how desperate one could be, you can never change the conclusion of the story. Romeo and Juliet still take the poison and die. Orpheus would still lose Eurydice the second time. Eurydice, I guess. Ryzar would still slip through his fingers through death and time. Damn! Damn. You guys really have a taste for me being reincarnated. Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you, Pocket Shoe. Thank you, thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. I might not be able to read all of these, by the way. Oh my god! Wait, is this Oh. 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 Okay. So what we'll do is we're gonna do a cyber fanfic now. So this is the next one. Let me just skim through it real quick. Do we kiss in this? Oh, we kinda do. Okay, nice. All right, sorry for spoiling. Okay. Cool. Okay, this is the next one. This is A Shy First Date by Dancing Aurora. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. We're ready? We ready? We still good? Don't forget to hydrate, by the way. All right. Just let the bro kiss his homies, please. All right. Nix couldn't fall asleep last night due to his nervousness of the date coming up. I can't believe I'm actually going on a date with Ryzar. What do I do? Nix exclaimed in a panic, scrambling to pick out an outfit. Ryzar and Nix both decided to go to a restaurant for their first date. They had been to a restaurant together many times before the convention, but most of the time they were with their friends Nayu, Altus, and Malim. I can do this, Nix exclaimed while taking a deep breath, slipping his shoes on and exiting the house. Ryzar woke up like it was just another day. He was nervous, but at the same time oblivious to what being in a relationship was like. He got ready for the date, putting on his best set of clothing. He looked up date advice prior, why he decided a restaurant would be a good first place to go. They can chat and have good food together. He also brought a rose to give to Nix as he saw that it was a popular gift to give a lover. Okay. After an hour had passed and the time came, Ryzar and Nix met at their agreed location. Ryzar gave the rose to Nix, pricking himself in the process slightly. Nix accepted the rose and faintly blushed while also looking at Ryzar, concerned that he got hurt. Ryzar was always a bit clumsy, but Nix found that side of him quite cute, although he hopes Ryzar doesn't get hurt due to his clumsiness. Shall we get going? Ryzar asked. Let's go, Nix replied. They walked side by side to the restaurant. In silence most of the time, stealing glances at each other from time to time, they arrive at the restaurant and take their seats at the table they booked and ordered food. So, How have you been, Ryzar? Nix shyly asked, twiddling his thumbs as he tried to start a conversation. I've been good. Bit busy with the schedule being so packed lately, Ryzar replied. In an attempt to stop the awkward atmosphere around them, Ryzar and Nix began to talk about what they were going to put on their schedule. After their food finally arrived, Ryzar became focused on his food and began to happily eat while forgetting about the conversation they were having. Nix quietly eats his food, content that Ryzar looked so excited and adorable. They finish their food and sit in the restaurant a bit longer until it is time to pay. As Nix goes to grab his card to pay for the meal, wow, Ryzar stops him. Ryzar had read that it would make him seem reliable and charming if he decided to pay for the bill. That's so me, by the way. So he grabs his card and pays for it. Nix chuckles to himself, realizing how hard Ryzar was trying to impress him, and he could tell that he did some research online prior to the date. Although he couldn't laugh, as he also did some research to help calm his nerves. They got their stuff together and left the restaurant. Nix gained a bit of courage after seeing how Ryzar was trying his best and haltingly held Ryzar's sleeve. Oh my god. Okay. Where did we stop again? Wait, where did we stop? Where did we stop? Sleeve, okay. Let me repeat that part. I had to answer a quick call. Okay. Okay. From the top of this paragraph. Nix gained a bit of courage after seeing how Ryzar was trying his best and haltingly held Ryzar's sleeve. Ryzar, noticing Nix's efforts, decides to hold Nix's hand. Thump, thump, is all that could be heard as they walked together down the street in silence, still avoiding eye contact most of the time, stealing glances when the other wasn't looking. They stopped at a bridge to talk a bit more before they arrived back to the hotel. Gazing into each other's eyes as the sun began to set. You're really stunning, Ryzar said, not realizing he was speaking out loud. Nix flushed and Ryzar panicked after realizing he said it out loud, eyes darting from side to side. There was silence for a while until a small giggle was heard. You know, I was really nervous about today, Nix confessed. Me too. I even did a lot of research beforehand to make sure that the date would go smoothly, Ryzar replied with a chuckle. After they began to relax more, Ryzar gained the courage to give Nix a kiss on the cheek, speeding away instantly afterwards. We should head back now, Ryzar shouted from a distance. Nix stayed there stunned for a while and then looked at the rose in his hand and smiled. He then began to chase after Ryzar. Wait for me, he shouted back. Some people take more time than others in romance, but they will get there eventually. Everyone has a different way of showing love, so maybe following advice from the internet isn't always the best idea. This night will surely be a night they will never forget. What do you mean by that? That was nice. That was wholesome. That was cute. That was very cute. All right. That was cute. I like that. Very cutesy. Very cutesy, very mindful, very demure. I can see this being a cute little slice of life comic, kinda. Slice of life, BL. Yeah. All right, all right. Okay, okay. Very cute, very mindful, very demure, very cutesy. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? I feel like next time, if we do another fanfic reading, we're gonna make it like a ship fanfic reading. All right, let's see. I have about 35 minutes ish to spare because I have something I need to do, and then we also have like the stream later, so. All right, let's see. Her. Oh, this is cute. This is short and cute. Okay, we're gonna do. We're doing Mono's Archives next. This is cute. This is the one. All right. Spicy one. If only. I don't think there's really any spicy ones that are appropriate for white tea. I don't think we have one yet. I don't think we have like a, like a TOS friendly spicy one out there. I think it's either wholesome, angsty, or it does go into like straight up spicy territory, which we can't read, unfortunately. Okay, so this one is from Mono's Archives, entitled Winner, featuring Ryzar Blazenfang. This one is wholesome. This one is wholesome. Okay, here we go. The bustling noise of the amusement park was accompanied by the delicious smell of food and upbeat music. You and Ryzar had so much fun, going on different rides and tasting any food the both of you were interested in. Even got one dino plushie hugged in his arm and another matching one under yours. Ryzar had won them at one of the booths where participants have to throw a ball to knock down a tower of bottles. And of course, with his strength, not only did he successfully win 2 plushies, but he might have left the owner with a gift in the form of a circular hole in the wall. True. In the distance, the both of you can see a Ferris wheel. The LED lights display different patterns and colors to illuminate the ride together. Oh, sorry, to illuminate the ride brighter. The lights emitting the color changes to its surroundings. Last one for the night, Cupcake? Ryzar extends his hand towards you, making you chuckle before intertwining your hands with his large ones. Ryzar enthusiastically leads you forward like an eager puppy, mindful to not accidentally bump into people on the way. Once the both of you reach the Ferris wheel, it didn't take long for you to wait until it was you and Ryzar's turn to get in one of the carriers. The both of you sit right next to each other after fastening the components securely. The 2 dino plushies squished in between. The ride starts to rotate slowly, lifting the carrier towards a clockwise direction. Before you, the overview of the amusement park can be seen. Families together, children playing around and laughing, vendor owners trying to attract more customers to their stalls. The lights and decorations adorning the place was a breathtaking view, with the night sky enhancing the illuminated park. Once the carrier had reached the tallest view, you took the chance to look up at the sky where you can see some stars twinkling above. Rai, the view here looks so beautiful, you say in awe, enraptured by the scene before you. It really is, you look at Ryzar, about to gush more about it when you're met with ice. Sorry, let me repeat that part. It really is. You look at Ryzar, about to gush more about it when you're met with eyes staring back at you. My view looks more beautiful tonight. That night, Ryzar was a proud winner of not just 2 gifts, but also the best one he's ever gotten in his life. Aww, cute. Very cute, very, very cute. Thank you, Mono. Very cute, very, very cutesy. I like that. All right, let's see. Wait a minute. Okay. Ooh. Okay, my internet is acting stinky. One sec. All right. Wait, there was one more I saw. Wait, I don't know. My internet is being sweet, but I'm able to stream just fine, which is weird. You're such a cute one. Aw, thank you. That's very sweet of you to say, Cupcake. Thank you, thank you. Wait, when Malim did his fanfic reading, did he ask people to send and he just picked there? Or did he randomly explore fanfics? Cause, wait, is it possible to... Because I'm kind of curious. He picked from a tag too, right? Like Altus? Oh, he picked from a tag. So he put up like a hashtag. Okay. Okay, wait. We have limited time. I'm probably gonna do another stream. I'll do another fanfic stream soon. Because yeah, initially I was supposed to stream for like 3 to 4 hours today, but I suddenly had something I needed to do, which is why I need to end stream in like 30 minutes. So we'll do another one, I promise. Because there's like there's ones I really want to read, but yeah, time is kind of limited. Oh, let's see. Wait, okay, I'm gonna randomly read one. I'm not gonna say which one it is. I'm just gonna read it a bit. I'm gonna read it a little bit, and then you just like, yeah, do what you will with my reactions. Okay, let's do Oh my God, wait a minute. Okay. Oh. 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 Okay. I'm gonna... All right. All right. All right. I didn't know that existed. Drop the link. No, I cannot drop the link. I cannot. I'm gonna keep it to myself. I didn't know that existed. I didn't expect that. It's not bad. It was very interesting. It was a very interesting premise, I will say. Oh my God. Okay, you know what? I need a cleanse. I need a cleanse after reading that. Don't get me wrong. It looked like I skimmed through it and it looked like some pretty beautiful writing. But damn. How do I even describe that? Wait, how am I involved in this one? Wait a minute. Wait, how did we fit in this? Oh my God. Wait, is this a crossover? Whoa, there's an even bigger crossover. Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. All right. All right, I'm done. I'm done. Thank you. Thank you for the sauce. Thank you for the sauce. Okay. 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 Share the sauce? No, I cannot. It's find it yourselves. So all I did was I sorted it by hits. That's all I did. I sorted by hits and opened the ones that were highest hits. You'll be able to find it yourself. I just read the crossover ones because I wasn't expecting those existed and they were actually pretty good. So kudos to the writers for writing. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Nobody talk about it in chat. Nobody specify. There's a reason I'm not specifying it. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. We're good. We're good. No! That's why I'm being vague about it. Because It's gonna be, and yeah, I don't want to mention them because it's gonna be very awkward to mention people that I'm not even. Anyway, yeah. No more questions. No more questions. That's the only hint I'm giving you. That's already more than enough. That's already, that's already easy to find. Just sort by hits in AO3 and you'll find it. Very good though. I mean, it's like I say, I give big kudos. I give big kudos to fanfic writers. Yeah. I give big kudos because, like, in all fairness, like, some of the fanfics, like, good writing, very good writing. I wish we could leave more than one kudos. Yep, that was interesting. That was very interesting. Okay, let's find a nice wholesome one. I need a wholesome one. We're keeping it wholesome. Let's read Lix's fanfic again. All right. Oh, this is cute. Wait, this is cute. And it literally has cute in the tag. Okay, this one's from Aryan Light. Wait, this is cute. Wait, this is from 2024. Wait. Wait, this was pre-debut. Wait, that's kind of cool. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa, that's so cool. This was before we even debuted. That's amazing. Okay, wait, let's do this. This is cool. Okay, here we go. Wait, I need a sip of water first. Here we go. Is that your best? Pathetic. You were leaving a cafe when you heard someone yelling. With your beverage in hand, you stopped just outside the door, staring down the street at the source of the sound. You noticed the way people were scurrying about, steering themselves away from the orange-haired man in the leather jacket and, no shirt! Okay, so we should avoid him. You're turning away from him when you hear him muttering. No, that wasn't quite the right word. After all, he wasn't trying to keep his voice down, and you could hear every word clearly. You think you can keep up with me? Yeah, that's cute. Cupcake. He was shouting at some other man that seemed to have challenged him in some way. Despite all the people that were hurrying the other way, your curiosity drew you closer. He was still shouting at the people walking by, seemingly unbothered by the way they were avoiding eye contact. Ryzar Blazenfang, coming in like dynamite. Pfft, dynamite. That's cute. You smack your hand over your mouth, the realization that you had spoken out loud coming a little too late. He stares at you, and despite the situation, you couldn't help but notice how pretty his eyes were. Did you call me cute? His word snaps you out of your thoughts, and the reality of the situation comes rushing back to you. But, to your surprise, he doesn't exactly seem upset by your words. If anything, He seems to move closer with a slightly hopeful expression. Yeah? Really? You mean it? Ryzar breaks into a grin, revealing his fangs. Still, he looked so happy you couldn't bring yourself to feel even slightly threatened by his presence. That's so cool that they made this off of the preview alone. Yeah. Most people call me scary. It's probably because you yell so loudly. He tilts his head, clearly confused by this piece of information. You watch as he tilts his head one way and then the other. It was almost as if you could see the gears turning in his head. I was being loud? Is this guy serious? You can't stop yourself from giggling. The man in front of you was still confused, but the sound of your laughter seemed to make him smile again. He steps closer to you, his eyes sparkling with excitement. But you're not scared of me, right? Of course not. You're just super energetic. All right. You jump in surprise at his sudden shout. Oh no, it's more of a, all right. Yeah, that's more like that. Okay. You jump in surprise at his sudden shout, shaking your head helplessly at his energy. Seriously, where did all of this energy come from? Before you have a chance to ask him, he takes your hand in his, suddenly breaking into a run. Let's wreak some havoc. That's cute. That's cute. All right, all right. Cute. That was very cute. Very impressive, actually. Like the fact that we were able to write this before we even debuted. Yeah. Short and sweet. Yeah, good job, Aryan. You did great with this. I think their only basis for this was it was the, what do you call this? The teaser video, as well as our first initial tweets. Yeah, that was the basis for this, I'm assuming, because it was like 1 week. It was within a week of it was like the week we came out to the world on Twitter. Yeah, very nice, very, very nice job, Aaron. Okay, I think we have time for one more. Wait a minute. They really clocked you with that one. So cute, right? Right? They use cupcake. True, true. Yeah. Wait, is this safe to read? Let me check. Wait, can I read this? Oh my God. Okay, maybe not that one. Maybe not that one. Ooh, I need this one. Wait, I actually need this one. I just got here. Aaron, no! Yeah, you can. Don't worry, Cupcake. You can backread the VOD. Backwatch the VOD. Yeah. Hello, welcome, welcome. Wait, I really. Oh, it would have been so nice to read this one. When Rufa May got reincarnated as a BL protagonist with Tony. Bruh. I need that one. I need to read that one. I sent that as a joke. No, I actually need to read that. I'm gonna read that in my comfy meditation chair. All right, I'm trying try to find one more, and then there's like more I want to read. Like for example, I have Vinca's here, for example, which I'll probably read next fanfic reading. So I'm gonna bookmark this. I'm gonna save that. It's on Wattpad. Wait, are there actually? I'm kind of curious now. I've never been on Wattpad. No, I've been on Wattpad before, but I never really read stuff there. Oh, there is. What the hell? Oh, there is a... Oh, it's a Ravelum one. Oh my god, there's Haikyuu? Damn, okay. Alright, we're exiting that. I actually know someone that, I know someone who was a Wattpad writer, and then they got published as an actual writer, which was kind of cool. So, and the interesting thing is that, so, this was like way back when I was still living in, am I gonna use quote unquote South Elysian? In the countrysides of South Elysian. So, we both went to the same like internet cafe. And what do you call this? Like, yeah, they would go to the cafe to like continue writing their original. They weren't making fanfic. They were making like original work. And it was so cool to find out eventually that the writing that they were doing at the internet shop ended up getting published. And like a lot of people actually liked their work. They're not like they're not like New York Times bestseller level, but you know, they did gain quite a lot of traction and a lot of fans from their work. So yeah. Yeah, it was just really cool. And it really goes to show how like you don't need to be, you know, like some kind of fancy writer with your own like writer nook, or you know, like with a MacBook at a coffee shop or something. Like if you have the will to write, like you'll never know where it might take you. And that's kind of what I always tell the Ryzars, right? Don't get discouraged just because a skill you might be working on doesn't necessarily lead to something instantly, right? Sometimes it does take time, and sometimes there are opportunities that'll come your way that you never thought would. But because you were, you know, you just so happened to be working on certain skills, it led you to this moment. So yeah, don't worry, Cupcake. Your time will come, and you'll never know. Like in my case, I mean, I've told you guys before, like in the prehistoric period, I was doing stuff. I was doing stuff that I never thought would lead to this, you know? So yeah, keep it up, Cupcake. You'll never know what opportunities might come your way. Remember, one of my favorite sayings, I've told you guys this maybe once or twice already in past streams: preparation plus opportunity equals success. The preparation you're doing right now it could be something simple as, you know, indulging yourself in writing a fan fiction, or maybe like a cute little doodle you're making in your notebook. Maybe you're watching like shorts on, I don't know, like how to set up a small business, how to crochet, you know, those little things. And I'm a firm believer that unless you're like really bumming, unless you're just really being a bum, like even the small things you're doing in life could manifest into something bigger in time. You'll just never know. Because I personally feel like some of the best things that have happened in my life were things I never expected or anticipated would be a thing for me. You know, like, for example, being here and finding you guys. I never thought in a million years I would find a community so beautiful and so, you know, a community that always makes you smile whenever I hit that live button. So, yeah. The important thing is, you know, keep doing what you love. Keep working on yourself, you know. You know, it's part of the grind sometimes. It's not always going to be fun. Sometimes you do have to allot some time. You do kind of have to push yourself to build yourself up more, even when you're not feeling it, even when you're feeling down, even when you're feeling doubtful, because you want to be prepared for that opportunity. And when it comes, seize it. Chase it like crazy. And yeah, wishing y'all well. Hopefully it does lead to great things for you guys. You guys are sweet. Thank you. I really do believe that, though. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I needed to spritz myself up. All right. Yeah, I've been trying to look. I'm actually very surprised. Okay, so for transparency, I don't know much about AO3. I just know that it's like a place where people write their work. I mean, like, put up their work. But now that I'm looking, like, thank you guys, by the way. Thank you for including your Dinoboi as part of your creative endeavors. I find that very humbling, and I'm very touched in a way, I guess. That, you know, you guys would find inspiration to write about your Dinoboi and, you know, your favorite ships, you know, whatever floats your boat. It's very, I don't know, it's very sweet. And it's really nice to see how it's like I kind of tell the artist as well. It's something I really appreciate, that somehow, some way, we get to be part of your creative journey. And yeah, I really hope that somehow, some way, this leads to things for you guys. Or even if it's, let's say you're not really aspiring for it to go anywhere, it's more of like something you just want to indulge in as a creative outlet, then yeah, thank you for allowing us to be part of that. You know, whether it be spicy or wholesome, because, you know, we all indulge in our different forms of creative output. I don't judge. I personally don't judge. So yeah, do what you like. It's, as I always say, as long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're not inconveniencing anybody, you do you. And trust me when I say, fanfics, you know, they're, at the end of the day, things we do to indulge our creativity. So I have no problem with that. You guys have fun. And yes, hobbies are important. I'm not sure if this is completely related, but it did remind me of something. How many of you have played games like SimCity? Are there people here that played SimCity before? So just to explain why I brought up SimCity, right? The thing about SimCity is there's this one mechanic in the game. I'm not sure if it's applicable to the newer ones, but at least the SimCity I played before. Man, this makes me want to play SimCity all of a sudden, but yeah. This the SimCity I played before. One of the mechanic, not SimCity. That's a different city. That's not just a city, I feel. That's an entire community. That's like an international community more than a city, but yeah, SimCity. Like if you're familiar with The Sims, so they have like a simulation from the same company, I believe, from the same developers. They have like instead of The Sims, they have like a city simulation game called SimCity. And so one of the mechanics in that game is, you heard SimCity 2, that's crazy. But yeah, in that game, one of the mechanics you have to fulfill is like a recreation thing where you have to create like attractions, you have to create parks. And I remember when I was younger, I didn't quite understand why that was such an important mechanic. Like, you know, why is it important to need to put up all these attractions and parks and monuments? Like, isn't the essentials enough? And then you realize that what some people consider a waste of time, what some people consider like unnecessary, what some people consider like, you know, just unnecessary indulgence. I don't know. Once I went on in life, I started realizing that these were things that were actually important. Like, maybe for some they can go on without it. That's fine. But at the end of the day, we're all humans. We're all human beings. We all have different ways we cope in life. We all, you know, we're all built different. And for people that don't need hobbies, for people that don't need, you know, like to indulge every now and then good for them, you know, good for them. Yeah, that's what I heard. Sorry. No, you're good. You're good. It was pretty funny, actually. Yeah, you're good. You're good. But yeah, you start realizing that these things are kind of important and are actually essential. Like, these are things that are essential to, you know, kind of get through life sometimes. That's why it's something I always say, right? To remember to treat yourself. Like, I actually mean that, because I know how some of you have shared before, like, you know, you're busy with school, you're busy with work, which I think is great. Like, I admire you guys so much for putting the effort in your school and your work and your family, whatever responsibilities you have in life right now. So, you know, it's not just some kind of catchphrase where I say go treat yourself, or, you know, like some kind of thing I say out of habit. It's more than that. Like, I actually, you know, if you're the type of person that feels like they need to indulge and treat yourself sometimes, you know, treat isn't always limited to, you know, like treat, yum, 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 treat, you know, treat, you know, sometimes treating yourself is like, you know, treating yourself to like, I don't know, like art, or treating yourself to see a movie, treating yourself to get your nails done, treating yourself to a spa day, treating yourself to go out with your friends, treating yourself to go crocheting, treating yourself to go to a car show, treating yourself to go to like an anime convention or like a travel expo, you know, or like a, you know, like a fashion show. Again, we all have different interests. Do what you need to do to cope with life. And I don't think we should ever judge people for indulging when they need to, because we don't know what people have gone through in life. We don't know what their make or build or their psychological state is, you know. So yes, indeed, to put it simply, self-care is always important. Never be ashamed of indulging and treating yourself when you need to take that moment. Especially if you've been working hard, you know you deserve it. Don't let anyone dictate or shame you for the things you indulge in. Like I say, as long as you're not hurting anybody, and you do you. You know, we live in a, this is kind of contradicting to say, but a perfectly imperfect world. And especially in a world where it feels like you need to be perfect, trust me, Cupcake, you're fine being imperfect as is. All right? Always remember that. Never be too hard on yourself. Push when you need to push yourself, because, you know, sometimes that's the reality of life. You do kind of need to push yourself to do things, even when you don't like to, because that's just kind of how you need to go about life. You know, life isn't quite fair, but that also doesn't mean that you need to lean towards a mindset where you need to be perfect. Oh, Clover, by the way, thank you for mint chocolate. Thank you for the mint chocolate, Ryzupa. I woke up at 4 a.m. for the stream, and now I'm crashing out because you read the fic. Now I'm eepy. I'm going to eep. Wait. Okay, no worries, Clover. Don't worry. We're about to wrap up in a while anyway. Probably like in 4 to 5 minutes. Let's see how long that goes for, because you guys know me. I say 4 to 5 minutes, ends up being 15. But yeah. Imperfections are human. Exactly. So, yeah. We'll begin wrapping up in a while. Again, I'm sorry if we couldn't go longer. I really intended the stream to go for like 3 to 4 hours, but there's some sudden stuff I need to do. Very important stuff. And I really need to make sure I do them so that, you know, so that I can continue to do other things for you guys, to continue to cook, to continue to, yeah. And by the way, thank you to everybody that did create fanfics, to those submitted their fanfics, and apologies to those that I wasn't able to get to today. But I do promise we will do another fanfic reading in the very near future. It's not going to take too long. Probably just need a bit more time so that other people, I know some people are still cooking their fanfics, so we're gonna give it like a few days, a few weeks. Definitely not end of the year type of wait, but yeah, just a little bit of time for people to cook. I will see you all later. I am still deciding whether we're doing the Dark Knight resched today or if we're gonna stick to doing Haunted Property, because Hostage. Wait, I just realized I was still blushing. Oh my god, the glasses got bigger, Lamau. Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you planning? Not the glasses accidentally getting bigger. Twisted Wonderland. Blooper moment. Oopsie. The magic. All right, you know what? Let's put the desk away. Let's go to our proper Zatsu screen. There we go. Beautiful. So yeah, who, by the way, who's gonna be coming later? Who's coming for stream later? Who's joining us for stream later? Yeah. Okay, so I'll think about it in the moment. There's a chance that we might move Dark Knight to a few days later. I promise it's not gonna be too long. It might end up being Friday or Saturday. Cause yeah, I want to make sure that we're in like fully good condition. And if the work I'm doing after this stream ends up going longer, it might affect the quality of stream, which I ideally do not want to happen. I want to make sure that we get the Dark Knight, because personally, I think your Dinoboi cooked. All right, I think we did pretty well with this, with the Dark Knight thing. So yeah. Waiting room should be up within less than an hour so that you guys know what we actually end up doing. Other than that, oh yes, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna prep a raid. All right, and the person we'll be raiding is Mr. Altus Zendoji of First Stage Production ENs, second generation Ravanis, who is currently playing a game called Metopia. Wait, how's our man doing? Okay, yeah, he is live and he is ready and he is doing something. I'm kind of curious about Metopia now, I'm not gonna lie. Is Metopia fun? Maybe we should play it next time. Okay. But yeah, thank you again for your time today. Big shout out to all our fanfic writers. Thank you for being kind enough to share your work today. And we're gonna do more of this. There's actually a lot of fanfics which I bookmark so that we can read them during the next one, so don't fret if your work wasn't read today. Good chance that it's gonna be read during the next one. And for those that are aspiring to write a fanfic, don't ever feel shy. Don't feel like your work needs to be super perfect, although I do get it, because, you know, like as a creative, sometimes you want to try to put out your best work possible. But I want you to think of our fanfic reads as like a good platform to practice as well. Like, consider this like a practice platform, not a I need to be perfect platform. Okay, be comfortable, be proud of your work, and yeah, I'm pretty sure not just me, but all the Ryzars are going to be looking forward to what you cook up. We're probably going to do a heavier focus on ship fanfics during the next one, since I know you probably like a mix of ship fanfics and Ryzar X reader ones. That's probably going to be our focus for the next one. So yeah. Okay then, without further ado, your Dinoboi needs to get to work. once again, oh wait, before I do that, actually, I noticed there were some notifications. Let me just double check. Clover again, thank you for the mint chocolate earlier. Gui, thank you for the, I don't know about the hostage. we're chilling today. We're chilling. All right. Let me check the Ryzonos real quick in case I missed anything. Yeah, I think we're clear. All right then. Once again, this has been Ryzar Blazenfang, one heck of a Dinoboi from first stage production EN second generation Ravanis. Don't worry. You're going to see more of your Dinoboi in... What time are we streaming again later? Wait, what time are we streaming again? 7 hours from now. Yes. I'll see y'all in 7 hours from now. For some haunted property and Azatsu. Yeah. Alright then, Cupcake. Y'all take care of yourselves. And I'll see you again later. If not, then we have more streams tomorrow, actually. Spoiler alert, double stream again tomorrow. So, for all the NA time zoners, rejoice. Okay then, see ya, Cupcake. Thanks for hanging with your Dinoboi today. Bye! Mwah. Man, I really want to play SimCity now, but work first. Work, very important. Homework. Dinoboi has lots of homework to do, or else Dark Overlords will smite me. Spicy fic reveal? No. No. I'm pretty sure you guys will find it. Honestly, you'll instantly find it with the clues. Like I said earlier, AO3, highest hits, descending order, crossover, easy peasy. All right, time for your Dinoboi to go. Take care, y'all. Dinoboi out. Mwah.